What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, and it has been a while since I've uploaded on YouTube. I greatly apologize for that, and I owe you guys an explanation. That will be later in the video, actually in the outro. But to cut the intro short, let's just jump right into the news. A few months back, we learned that SEGA Genesis would be collaborating with Puma to release the RS0, known as Sonic or Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, for me, this is pretty dope because as a kid, I used to play SEGA all the time, especially Sonic. But we now have a teaser image, and it doesn't show us much. I mean, it shows us the colorway. They feature a long hair suede, kind of mimics that of Sonic's hair. Now, a retail price has yet to be announced, but they're expected to drop sometime during June. I know a few months back, a lot of brands went on this whole dad shoe rave, and maybe that is the new wave. It's not me, even though I am a dad, but here we have the Nike M2K Tekno. Now, this is the first colorway to release, and it's known as Phantom. They feature a Phantom, oil gray, matte silver, and hyper crimson color combination. Now, it's basically a Monarch that has been slightly upgraded, and this particular pair is a women's exclusive. They drop on May 19th, and the retail price is $100. Now, you can expect a bunch of different colorways to also drop between fall and the holiday season. It was a huge letdown for me when I had learned that Kyrie Irving was done for the season. There is no playoffs for him. Although the Boston Celtics, they had a really good year, I did want to see them match up with the Cavs if the playoffs works out that way. But with that being said, we still have additional colorways to drop with the Kyrie 4, and in my personal opinion, the Kyrie 4 is better than the Kyrie 3. But this pair is known as Deep Royal. They feature a white, deep royal blue color combination. There is also accents of green, and these are going to drop on April 21st. Retail price is $120. They will probably have some sort of nickname to them. It just really isn't known now. They're just being called Deep Royal. If you've been paying attention to Nike sportswear, you have probably noticed they've released a few shoes that feature Habanero Red. Now, this will extend to the Nike Air Foamposite 1. A lot of people are like, well, what about the metallic foams? Yeah, those already released actually twice, but this is pretty much a new version. Now, a lot of questions I've been asked on Instagram, will they feature a matte or a shiny Foamposite shell? And I'm not sure. I only saw a catalog image, but I do know they'll feature predominant Habanero Red across the base and black detailing. I'm not sure about the outsole if it will be icy, but I had Jazer Dead do this mock-up for me, which I greatly appreciate. Now, they are going to drop during holiday 2018. I don't have a specific date or time frame. I've heard October, but I can't confirm that. The retail price will be $230. Also, I have a bunch of other Nike leaks. I'm probably going to do a special video with just my Nike info for holiday, as well as some Jordan brand info, but to go more in depth on some of the stuff that has already leaked. Most of you already know that the Air Jordan 10 Shadow will be returning on April 21st. News broke some time back that this shoe would actually return, and for some odd reason, the release date has changed. Now, instead of dropping on the 21st, they're going to release on April 20th. Now, I'm not sure why that is. I tried to look online to see if there was a date connecting to Michael Jordan on April 20th in 1995, 1994, any time around that period, and there's nothing. Now, I know that's going to be on Nike sneakers. I can't speak for other retailers as of yet, but as soon as there's more details, I'll make sure to let you guys know. Before I start talking about the Air Jordan 12 Michigan, this image here is actually the PSNY collaboration. We don't know if it's going to be this particular pair without the PSNY branding or the pair shown now. With that being said, we do know they're releasing. They first were set to release during June. Then the release date got pushed forward to April 28th, and now it's being said that they're going to drop on June 23rd. The retail price will be $225. I'm sure they're going to be limited, and once we have a first look, definitely will update. There's going to be a few Air Jordan 8s released in this holiday season, and a bit before that as well in fall, but here we have what's being called Light Concord. I'll get more into the whole nickname and things in a second, but as you can see, they feature an array of colorways, and by the way, this is another Photoshop done by Jazer Dead. Also, Sneakerhead Z leaked this info, but they feature black, light Concord, Aloe Verde, I probably butchered that, still butcher names, I apologize, University Red, and Orange Pill. Now, they are expected to drop on December 22nd. Retail price is $190. What I have been told, although I cannot confirm this will be actually inspired by the Nike Air Raid. There's going to be a lot of Jordan shoes releasing that are inspired by Nikes. Also, in another video, I'll get more in depth on that as well. So more than likely, it won't exactly look like this. It'll probably look like the Nike Air Raid. Also, that was seen on Do the Right Thing, the movie cover, so it's possible it'll just be nicknamed Do the Right Thing and inspired by the Nike Air Raid. A few months back, news broke that there would be a new Air Jordan 5 coming, being called Bred, featuring a black and university red color combination. Now, we don't know if it's going to be the pair shown on screen. This is actually an older sample, but it's very possible we see this actually release, and if they release like this, I'm happy with them. Also, we don't know if they'll feature Nike Air on the heel. You can kind of see it in this image. Again, this is an older sample, but the release date is July 14th. Retail price will be $190. There is some time before July 14th, so that could all change. We finally have our first look at the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG, known as Clay Green. Now, they feature suede around the heel as well as the collar and landing on the Nike swoosh. Pretty much everywhere else is done in leather, and they come in the black toe theme. Most of you know there's going to be 3 other colorways dropping alongside the Clay Green. That includes a yellow pair, Blue Moon, and what's being called 6 rings. Now, the whole inspiration behind the shoe, it isn't known, but what I've heard and I believe to be true is each color actually represents a team that Michael Jordan and the Bulls beat to win one of his championship rings. Now, the Clay Green, along with the rest of the models in this collection, will drop on May 1st. Retail price is $160. The date may change, but stay tuned. First up, when I posted this image on Twitter, a lot of people were upset, saying the patent leather is too high. Now, before anybody runs with this is actually a Photoshop, so it's possible the leather could come down. I know it'll be in the OG style, but this seems a bit higher than typical. But either way, we do know that the Air Jordan 11 Concord is releasing. They first were expected to drop sometime in October, and I'm not sure why. That's really early, and now they're going to release on December 11th. That is the date so far. Obviously, there's a lot of time. That can change. Retail price will be $220. Also, a few weeks back, there was a Jordan Brand meeting where retailers went in, they got to see the shoes. Some of them were on display, some of them were just images. And a good friend of mine who attends these events asked if they would feature the 45 or the 2.3, and they were really hush about it. They didn't even show a picture of the heel, which is one pretty much shot of the shoe, and they wouldn't even say. So I know people have been asking me, I don't know yet. I'm sure that information will come out shortly. Each year, the K54 basketball tournament goes down in Paris, and for quite a few years, Jordan Brand has collaborated and released either a retro or actually a few shoes. Even Nike's got in on the fun. But we now know that this year's model will be the Air Jordan 3, and that's pretty much all we know. We don't have a colorway. We know they're going to drop during summer of 2018, probably around the time the tournament takes place. You can expect them to have K54 branding, although Nike Air branding, that's not a for sure thing. It seems like Jordan Brand has been adding Nike Air to non-OG colorways a few times, so it's possible we see it. We have a first look at the Travis Scott Jordan Brand collaboration, which will be on the Air Jordan 4 known as Cactus Jack. Now, this is just a preview. We can't really see much, but that shade of blue, I'm really liking it. Kind of reminds me of the Eminem shade of blue. And we have a picture of the heel and the hang tag. And as you can see, it has Cactus Jack that's done in red. We have that blue splatter on a black background. And you can see some more blue kind of on the side. And the hang tag, that will also feature the Cactus Jack branding. What I've heard is these are going to be very, very limited, dropping sometime in June of 2018. The official colorway will be University Blue, Varsity Red, and Black. Now, some of you may remember a few months back that Kylie Jenner was spotted wearing an unreleased Air Jordan 4. On one of the heels, it had Nike Air. The other heel is kind of distorted, you can't really tell, but it's very possible that they featured the Cactus Jack branding. Now, what I take away from this is two things. One, it's possible that the same theme will be on the blue pair, and two, there might be additional colorways releasing, we're not sure. But another thing I did notice is the pair that Kylie Jenner has, it's somewhat, and I mean this might be a bit of a stretch, has an undefeated look, and the Travis Scott pair we just shared, that kind of has an Eminem look. So I don't know what's going on here. Maybe he's doing like a tribute to past very popular releases, but stay tuned for more images. And that recaps the news. Like always, we post it first on SneakerFiles.com, and then we take it to YouTube. So the biggest question I've received is, where have I been? I've received emails, DMs on Instagram, Twitter. I mean, it went pretty far, even on my personal Facebook account. And that shows me that you guys really do like these videos, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate the support. And like I mentioned earlier, I feel I owe everybody an explanation where I've been. I mean, I was uploading very consistently, and then I pretty much disappeared. There was even a rumor that I had died, and people were asking me, I heard, what happened to Brian? I heard he died. I had to laugh about it because I'm like, how did that even get started? But obviously I didn't die. So there were several reasons that took me away from YouTube and why I needed a very long break. I know I said I would return in January, but that was just, I wasn't feeling it then. I didn't have the drive then. But let me get into a few things. So the first thing I want to say is that I'm actually expecting a son, and we just moved into a new house, and he'll be here in June, so I've been getting ready for that. The second thing what took me away was the amount of work that needed to be done on Sneaker Files. There was just so many articles coming out. On top of that, there was back-end work, and it was a lot. So it took a lot of time. And when I was doing these videos before, the videos would take 6-7 hours to do, to shoot them, edit them, clip in things. It just took forever. Third, and what probably is the biggest reason, was the negativity. Now hear me out. The Sneaker Files community didn't have negativity. I think 95% of the comments were always positive. There was probably 5% that was negative, and those negative comments I would just either delete or ignore. But a lot of people that created videos on sneakers are just very negative against each other. It was like kind of like a back and forth thing. And although I was not involved with it, it affected me. Like, I would watch these videos, it'd always be suggested, and it just brought negativity on, and it made me dislike YouTube. And then Chic, because that's where I would get the shoes from to do a review for, they stopped getting Jordans, and that's because they owed Nike a bunch of money, and for a long time they just weren't getting anything. So all that pretty much made me dislike YouTube for a while and needed a break. I needed like a restart basically. Now the things I've done to help and to be more consistent now and to actually like and appreciate YouTube once again, well, one would be that I did hire someone to help write articles on Sneaker Files, so I don't have to write as many and do everything like that. I'm more taking an editorial stance. Two, I'm going to make the videos shorter. Now, this isn't a bad thing because all the information will be still in the video, all that is needed. But I found myself doing this before. Is anyone that uploads videos to YouTube knows about the 10-minute rule or the 10-minute, I don't even know what to call it, but basically it's when you upload a video that's 10 minutes or longer that you receive more ads on your video. Now, I didn't do it for the ads, I did it for the second thing, and that is because once a video is longer than 10 minutes, YouTube actually suggests it to more people, which helped grow the channel. Because I didn't do this for money, I actually did it because I like doing it, and I just like growing things, and the channel was one of the things I really wanted to grow. So going forward, I'm going to make the videos shorter. If they are 10 minutes long, then they're 10 minutes long, but I'm not going to try to stretch it to 10 minutes. And also, I know this video is going to be long, but going forward, the videos will be shorter. Now, like I said, if they're 10 minutes long, they're 10 minutes long. If they're not, they're not. I'm not going to stress on it. I just want to get you guys the news and be consistent once again. But leave a comment below if you have any thoughts, questions, or if there's anything you like or dislike from this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.